Hi guys, welcome back to another video with myself, crypto banker SHX. Before we dive into today's video, obviously a prerequisite, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Now, the theme of today's video is very much around Stronghold becoming a bank, and also the question that I see sometimes and the debate of actually SHX, what is it? Is it just a rewards token? It's very much more than that. But to kick off, this is a post that I created on X, which really outlines what we're dealing with when we think of Stronghold, when we think of Stronghold Net, when we think of SHX, the token. Very much the ultimate crypto criteria checklist. So really, when you're looking to invest potentially in a crypto project, and again, not a financial advisor, you're looking for real world utility. You're looking for a real team, real founders who have their names that are traceable, who have history, who have connections, established strategic advisors, established industry leading investors, existing institutional clients, expert compliance team. You want that focus. You want them to be ISO 222 compliant. You want that regulations focus, and them to be vocal about that as well, and to have a say in what happens when it comes to regulation. You want them to have their own blockchain or ecosystem already built, and you want that leading blockchain compatibility. So the likes of XRP, XLM, potentially Ether. We all know what's happening with Ether at the moment, and I think some developments will come out in regards to Ethergate in 2024. But you also want it to be FedNow ready, which is the blockchain digital payments network for the US Federal Reserve. You want it to be able to be integrated and to be integrated with the US ACH network, which processes over $70 trillion a year in payments. You want that DeFi piece as well, because that is the future. You also want a system in which allows the token holders to decide the future of the network via governance voting. You also want to be able to be incentivized by staking and holding the token. And so that comes with a rewards feature, which links into the DeFi piece, the staking features. You also want the people who are involved in the project to be industry leaders outside of crypto. And so we all know the opportunity, especially within the US and globally, when it comes to payments and revolutionizing the way in which payments are made via digital payments. You also want them to have an existing customer base, and hundreds of thousands is always a good place to start. You want them to be established before 2020 and recognized by the World Bank. Now, there's so many crypto projects out there, so many different coins. A lot of them are scams, a lot of them are memes, a lot of them are useless. But there's only one project that I'm aware of that ticks all the boxes for this in that criteria list, and it's SHX and Stronghold. And so that's very powerful in my opinion. And what I hear quite a lot sometimes is it's just a rewards token. SHX is just designed for rewards. And the reward side of things is part of it. But actually, SHX is the liquidity tool that powers StrongholdNet. So it is used by Stronghold, by the participants of StrongholdNet, to send and receive value across modern payment networks. It also has, as we'll see, the rewards piece, but also the DeFi piece and the governance voting as well, ensuring that the holders, and especially the early holders of this coin, if you are potentially invested in this or you're looking to potentially be invested in this project, it's below a cent at the moment. It's around half a cent. And so that's very much, in my opinion, a huge opportunity to be a large holder, because the more SHX that you hold, the more voting power you will have when it comes to StrongholdNet, when it comes to that governance voting, but also when we see the full features of Stronghold Net being unleashed, when we have that regulation passed in the US, you'll start to potentially see the price increase, which means that when we're thinking about it being a liquidity tool, very much there will be pools, I believe, within Stronghold Net in which people can stake their SHX and lend it out via the DeFi program. Now, they already have a DeFi merchant advance payments and loans system and an option available within the network. This is real world utility already being allowed to happen on Stronghold Net. And I think that when, as I say, we see potentially those prices increasing, then that feature of the DeFi piece allowing large holders or any holder of SHX to stake their SHX within Stronghold Net and become part of that merchant advance program will be very, very powerful. And so if we're looking at 2024 and we're looking at whether or not the potential in many years to come, if Stronghold will actually become a bank, which, in my own personal opinion, not financial advice, but I believe that will happen. I believe it's happening now. These are the short-term catalysts to look out for in 2024. So we already have the rumors of the listing of Uphold Inc. I also did a video on this. Please, if you haven't watched it, go check it out on my channel. We also have the pending US crypto regulations and the conversations that are happening in Davos with the World Economic Forum. Very much now seems to be the narrative of pro-crypto and pro-crypto regulation. We also have the pending approval of Ether ETFs, which again will bring a new form of investors and liquidity to the market. We have the connections and partnerships with Coinbase when it comes to Stronghold. And so, again, just my own personal opinion, but I believe that there is a chance that SHX will be listed on Coinbase this year. And then the ever growing speculation around XRP, which is one of the only digital assets that has regulatory clarity in the US. And if that ETF is approved, the connections with Ripple and XRP, the capability of Stronghold Net being integrated with the XRP ledger, that will be very powerful for Stronghold and SHX. And so the continued governance on Stronghold Net, we're going to see that. We're about to see the results of the first governance vote, which was carried out last month on the anniversary, the 5th birthday of the SHX token. I believe that will, in my opinion, be the vote for a burn, and probably looking around about 50% of those fees being burnt, which means that the max supply will be reduced when it comes to SHX. And so really what is going to drive Stronghold and drive Stronghold Net really to be a bank and have SHX as the main utility token on Stronghold Net. It powers it. It's the currency of that network. And here is a video from Sean Bennett in relation to DeFi and what his thoughts are when it comes to DeFi and traditional banking.
I was very skeptical of DeFi when I first saw it, but I have absolutely changed my opinion on it. I think that DeFi is here to stay long term, but I also think that the traditional institutions are also here to stay long term as well. I think what it comes down to is the use case for what you're looking at. So some use cases are naturally going to fit the decentralized space, and others are still going to want the perceived security or real security of being able to interact with the traditional banking sector and payment systems. So it very much depends on who you're working with. I was very skeptical of DeFi when I first saw it.
And so, as we know, DeFi is already launched on Stronghold Net. They provide merchant cash advances to their customers because they're already processing their payments. And so it enables Stronghold to understand exactly what money is coming into that business. And from that, then they can provide this loan of up to, I think, around $250,000, which then enables businesses, small businesses, to grow. And if you are within the Stronghold space and you are a strongholder, then please do give Crypto Canvas a follow on their YouTube, on their Twitter. These guys are pretty much pioneers within the crypto space at the moment, and they're breaking other projects. But they just dropped this video, and to me, this is one of the gems in terms of finding relevant and consistent information on Stronghold and SHX, and very much speculation. But these types of conversations are happening within governments. And so I'll just give this a play.
Pose a cryptocurrency ecosystem. On the other hand, not necessarily, I want to maintain the current balance. I don't necessarily want the Fed to see every transaction. As to the Fed, let's point out that the Fed is really bad at retail. We have an ACH system which they administer, and it's so problematic that when I bought a house, every single note I got from the escrow agent in flaming letters, I couldn't read anything else. Don't trust any email you get as to where to wire the funds. So I would like to see a system where human beings have to talk to another human being to open up an account that's in their name, and I can't imagine that Jay Powell is going to be any part of something that is that retail. We need to see local business loans made, and Uncle Jay Powell is not going to loan money to my local pizzeria.
Bullish.
There you go. Very, very bullish. So, as I say, they've just dropped this SHX bomb in terms of a find, and it's very encouraging that they are speaking about this within governments, and the fact that banks, traditional banks at the moment, cannot lend money to small businesses purely on the basis. Usually, the driver of that is because they haven't established themselves within sort of a credit score scenario to be able to lend money. It's too risky. But the thing that sets Stronghold aside is the fact that they are already processing their payments. And so from that processing payments, they can take the the loan interest payments from the merchant directly. And so, as I say, my thoughts on this are that Stronghold is becoming a bank. It will be a bank by 2030. Just my own personal opinion, not financial advice, but I believe that Stronghold will globally, as we'll see from that image on the right hand side, be a global leader within banking and financial payments. And so the mission of Stronghold is payment and financial infrastructure for all. As we go down, they're recognized by the leading industry groups. We have Visa, Forbes, Women in Payments, the Global Association of. And then we have companies that trust Stronghold, so Hummingbird, IBM, Prime Trust. We all know that IBM works very closely and is a strategic partner and investor in Stronghold, and worked with Stronghold to build the first institutional crypto exchange that I'm aware of back in 2018 by utilizing and building something called Stronghold USD, which is separate from SHX. Again, did a video on that. Please check out my channel if you haven't seen that video already. But really what they're looking to do is take over the payments sector when it comes to small to medium businesses. And so clearing and settlement in seconds, not days, and allowing clients and small businesses who might not have the infrastructure or the investment available to very easily create through live APIs their own payment network and join Stronghold Net. And so when customers can do that, they can create their own virtual payments network by white labeling Stronghold Net and customizing it as their own. This will allow the small to medium businesses to have the benefits of blockchain, of digital payments, have that speed, that security, and also that eligibility for potential loans, and to allow them to access capital which through the traditional banking system they wouldn't have been allowed or been able to access. So what does that mean when we're thinking about small to medium businesses? Well, actually it covers small to medium businesses, institutions, and governments. And this is from the Stronghold website. And so we're looking at the use cases of governance. So creating a virtual payment network that fits a business's operational needs and sets the rules by which the payment network functions. Interoperability, struggle to say that then. Traditional payment rails and modern payment infrastructure work seamlessly through the developer-friendly APIs. So that's very much on the USACH network, ISO 222, the XRP ledger, the XLM ledger. We have also the Stronghold private virtual ledger as well, which is very interesting, all powered through the use and utility of the SHX token. We then have custom asset issuance, which means that a business can manage the currency or asset within their virtual payment network. Network participants, so again, multi-party access, KYC protocols, and controls to ensure that all of the participants within that payment network are known at all times. Regulatory technology, so really allowing customers to embed regulatory frameworks and compliance policies across their virtual payments network. And the speed, so faster payments, really allowing, as I say, these small to medium businesses to benefit from blockchain, benefit from using the SHX token and being part of Stronghold Net. And so these are the reasons why I believe that at some point Stronghold will become a fully fledged bank. Just my own opinion, not financial advice. But when we put all the pieces together and when we really think about Stronghold Net and SHX, the things that they're already doing, the DeFi pieces, really allowing credit to be available and loans to be available to enable small to medium businesses to grow, that is really something which I don't know of any other crypto project out there that ticks all of these boxes and has the impressive real world utility of Stronghold Net and SHX, but also the connections, the investors, and the participants of Stronghold. Those qualifications aren't really met by any other project out there. So just my own personal opinion, but yeah, I believe that 2024 is the utility year for blockchain and crypto, and it's projects like Stronghold which will benefit the most because they have been working in highly compliant areas. They have been building the infrastructure quietly, growing at a sensible pace. And from this, then the final piece in the jigsaw is really that US crypto regulatory framework being released and approved. And from that, we will then see the full force, in my opinion, of Stronghold Net being unleashed. I hope you've enjoyed this video and this content. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate every single like, every single share, every single subscriber. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you on the next one.